Well, hey there, it's Jenny Wolek with the Wolek Group, Keller Williams Realty. Welcome back to Agent Success Secrets. I'm so excited to share an old friend and a super duper rock star, awesome lady, Jordan Davis of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Jordan, we have known each other for quite a while. It's been so much fun watching your growth and all your success, whether it's through your business or in your personal life, your teaching, your training, all of the good stuff that you have going on. So first off, just share who you are and where you are and all that good stuff.
Awesome. I am Jordan Davis, and I'm out of Dallas, Fort Worth. I have the opportunity every day to wake up and lead the Davis team. There's about 16 of us, 12 agents, and 4 dedicated admin staff, ISA. And yeah, I'm from Bethany, Oklahoma, and I have a brother that migrated to Tulsa. And Jenny, that's how we first got to know each other. Is I called and said, "Hey, my brother's a financial advisor," and I think I asked somebody for who they referred to in Tulsa. And so that hooked us up almost 10 years ago. And here we are.
Well, it's so crazy because, even back then, Jordan, your behavior and your focus was intense. I met with you and Matt at some event. You sent me a text, "Let's meet. I want to meet you." I got to meet your team. And back then you were on the growth plan, right? Like you knew that there was more in your business and you had big goals. And look at you now. You've surpassed like anything that you might have imagined. I definitely saw so much potential and possibility in you guys, and I'm just so proud of you. So what would you say were some of the ways that you have been able to have this fast track to success? Was it an overnight success?
Yeah, it was many years of hard work, overnight success.
Right.
Jenny, I would say one of the biggest influencers of getting from heavily entrepreneurial, which I think as real estate agents, we naturally are, into very purposeful, would be just the cadence and the magic of knowing what numbers you need to do or what activity you need to do to hit your goals, and then consistently doing those, performing at that without much excuse, or if there is an off week, making up for it and not slacking on that. And it really just takes things from people who want to get in the business because it's fun and turn it into a predictable business that not only you, but other people can follow in your footsteps and create predictable results, which I think is where the magic sauce is on leading a team and getting people to follow you, is saying, "I know the way, I've been there, and I can show you, I left breadcrumbs, I can show you how to get back."
Well, I love that way of thinking about it is your path is a proven plan. Whether it's, you have this proven plan, a successful way to help buyers and sellers through the home buying or selling process, you now have a proven plan of how to be successful in real estate. Are you coming across any agents out there that they're tired from the past few years? They don't have the energy or motivation. And if so, how are you helping reignite them into focusing on what matters most and getting into action?
Yeah, I think, a lot of the principles that go into real estate that we got very lax on in a crazy market are important. I had a conversation with an agent on my team just yesterday who was like, "I'm doing business with a friend, and that friend texts and calls me all hours of the night, right? And early in the morning. And, they know I have these other priorities with my children and with my health. And, it's just like all bets are off." And she's like, "I'm just really burned out." And it just came back to Jordan Freed, who you and I both coach with or have coached with, talks about, on an airplane, there is a little black box, and that little black box, are you familiar with its goal? Like what it does?
Yeah.
It just records no matter what, whether you're flying, landing, falling, crashing, burning, it doesn't matter. Like I always say to my team, little black blocks don't care. And so, if there's a real emergency in real estate, what is the percentage of real emergencies in real estate? Like 1%. If there's a real emergency in real estate, I can appreciate breaking your boundaries to help in any way, in a way that you can. And I think if that's like once a week, then you're not going to be burned out. But I think we consistently are breaking that down. And the challenge is we're so caught up in this whirlwind of what's happening around us. And we're not keeping that little black box of like our own peace at the forefront and sacred and important. And so, when you don't take time to rest, you walk in burned out. And how much more are you going to be able to do when you're in that kind of state of mind or state of like physical being? I've been doing a lot with weight training and resistance training in calibrating my body, right? So fat loss, muscle gain, all of that. And weight training has been really important. And one of the big stresses that they have for that, Jenny, is rest. And one consistent thing I'm hearing throughout people who talk about a time when they recalibrated their body was, I wasn't giving myself enough rest. And I realized that was such an important facet to the success to my goals. And so that's another thing, keeping your boundaries and taking that rest time and protecting that time. But the problem is we want to do personal stuff when we're at work, and we want to do work stuff when we're at home. And then we have no boundaries and we feel like we nonstop work. But the reality is when we get into the office, we want to chit chat and we don't get down to what we said we were going to get down to doing.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Wow. The rest piece is so vitally important, and we know that it is. It doesn't take more than a Google search to see the value of a good night's sleep and our mindset and our well-being. So say we got all that in alignment. Okay. We're striving towards success in that area of our life. And we're still struggling with, maybe we set these goals this year and we're off of them, which I know lots of people are. And, we had a conversation with our friend Jordan Freed yesterday, and it was really like, screw the goals, set standards, that the standards are measurable each day to feel like a win. And if you're not attached to and have a deep connection and relationship with that big goal you set like 8 months ago, then ditch it, because it's just making you feel like crap all the time. So I know consistency and tracking is really important to you, and that's probably a huge benefit of why you are on track for your goals. So talk a little bit about how you implemented that, and then how you are keeping focused on the consistency.
Sure. Yeah. So years ago, I tore my ACL and I ended up on bed rest for that. And Lance Loken sent me a book called The 4 Disciplines of Execution. And Jordan Freed was getting after me because we had a bunch of 100-foot wells, not 1,000-foot wells, and all the water in a well. Leave it to a guy from Kansas to talk about digging wells. But all the water in a well is at 1,000 feet. And yet so many people just water ski over their goals. They don't scuba dive and go deep and master them. And so we read this book, 4 Disciplines of Execution. We needed a way to go 1,000 feet on a lead generation strategy in order to get to the goal. And we read this book as a team, 4 Disciplines of Execution by Sean Covey. I've got it right here. And it talks about the 4 disciplines being, establish wildly important goals, figure out what the lead measures are that you can actually act on, create a compelling scoreboard so you know where you're at if you're winning or losing, and then have sources of accountability. And, I think you're right, Jenny. I think a lot of us seek more just for the sake of having more. And we haven't actually tied it to what will that do for your life? What will that do for the people around you? And when we get a lot clearer on our goals and we tie them to what we actually need, then we're more convicted on the activity that needs to happen to reach our goal. If somebody says, I want to make $500,000, but their mindset or their game plan for that money, they've only planned 100,000. What are the chances they're going to sabotage and make 100,000? They're really, really high.
Yeah. What does your daily and weekly calendar look like as the leader of a team, and you're still in production a bit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What look like?
Yeah. So I partner with Place and Ben Kinney, and one of Ben's big things is that we stay in the market, and that we close 24 homes a year ourselves personally so that we can speak to what's going on. What are we feeling in the market? And so, yes, I will do between 24 and 30 units of our team's 250. I used to be 60% of the production, and now I'm almost 10, 12%, which is fantastic. Because that means our agents are succeeding at a higher level and I can have more opportunity to train and teach and coach them. So on a weekly basis, Monday I'm looking at numbers and we have all of our pipeline that flows in on Sunday. Monday, we're looking at numbers and figuring out where are the holes in our business. We meet with our executive team, and that is my director of operations, director of sales, which is our ISA, director of recruiting, and I, the four of us meet and go over where are we at and where are the holes. We come up with a game plan, including usually what do we need to teach and train on this week? Where is the gap? Maybe we had a ton of open houses, but we didn't set a bunch of buyer nurtures, right? And so we see there's a hole. Maybe we had a bunch of buyer appointments, but not many of them signed. Where is the gap in our training? And so we go over what we'll need to go over Tuesday. Tuesday is considered team day. That's when we come in. So every day we do a power up together, either online or in person. And Tuesday's team day, where we get with the team and we talk about here's where the numbers are at, here's where we're at towards our goals, and here's announcements. We do a growth piece together, and we talk about our vision. We also fill buckets in that time. And so it's just a great time to create our culture, to get education, to talk about where we're at. And then after that team meeting, we are having our educational piece that I've prepared from the day before. Intermittently between all of that, I'm coaching all of our agents. We have 12. And so for everybody not selling 12 homes or more in a year, we have a group coaching. So most of those are new agents, obviously, or new to us, new to our team. For example, I have an agent who's already pended 7 in 2 months, but we put him in with new agent coaching because there are some new to us things for him to learn. And so Mondays is group coaching, but Tuesdays and Thursdays is really when I do the one-on-one, just helping them see, hey, where are you at? Where did you want to be? And what is the delta? And how can we help improve that? What are you seeing in your open houses? What conversations are you having? How about calling your sphere? How's that going? What are the conversations you're having around interest rates? And then I try to pair them up with any resources that I can to help them move the ball forward in their business. And then honestly, Jenny, because I am a producing agent and sometimes I'm out showing homes till 7:00, 3 days a week, I'm taking off at 2 and I'm going to focus on my health and weight training, as I mentioned earlier, and just really work on de-stressing and getting me healthy so I can stay top of game when helping recruit, train, coach, teach.
So what are you most proud of, Jordan?
In the leadership triangle that Ben Kinney has, he talks about, lead yourself. And then next is earning the opportunity to lead others. And then the third is developing leaders. The fourth is attracting leaders, which is the pinnacle of leadership. I think that's really cool. I think that's probably where like Ben Kinney and Gary Keller are at. But the opportunity to lead leaders and the people that have come into our organization that have maybe had no knowledge of real estate or no knowledge of the career that they're currently in, like our director of operations, but just went into it fully vested, fully interested. We kept plugging in, kept giving them resources. And now they run a division of our organization that can run without me here. And I travel and teach with Jordan Freed, a course called My Freed Life. And, I can be gone for 3 days and the business runs really well without me, where at this point, I don't even have to check in. There's seldom an emergency. I give them the authority to make any decision financially that doesn't have a comment in it. So once we get to 1,000, we have a conversation. But anything under that, they can make a decision. And I'm really proud of their growth and development and the ownership that they take in the business, because you just don't see that in people who don't actually own the business, right? And so I just really love and care about them. And I feel like the feeling is mutual in the business. And I look forward to what all we can do together and how we can help grow them and hopefully grow their, personal net worth.
Yeah, so we know that our business success is really important, and so is our personal family life as well. You have some fun stuff going over on that side of your life too, huh?
Yeah, so I have 2 sons, Aiden and Carson. They are 11 and 8, and they're both in karate, which is a lot of fun. My husband, Matt, and I live on 2 acres with my parents. And that sounds a little weird, but we have a 5,500 square foot house with 3-car garage. And then there's a pergola or porte-cochere that extends over the garages. They have a 2-car garage, and then they have a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,800 square foot house. So the dogs, the kids, everybody can run to and from. The houses actually were not connected. There were walls separating them that you couldn't get to all of them. So it was kind of a labor of love. When we bought this house, we completely have redone it in the last 3 years and opened up walls and installed staircases so we can get, but it's just a lot of fun. I get up in the morning and my dad, who's now retired, and my stepmom are over getting the kids ready for school or camp or whatever. And it's just been a lot of fun. I was raised by a single mom, and I really didn't have that much involvement with my dad in my life. It was like every other weekend. So getting to build a relationship with him, my stepmom didn't have kids. And so having her get a second chance at that has been fun. And then just all that support for my kids is really awesome because, I just didn't have a lot of that growing up. There was a lot of parentification and doing things yourself. And so giving my kids all those resources has been a blast because both Matt and I are out chasing careers. So.
And you're doing an amazing job at that as well. So that's really so fun.
Thank you.
What do you want to wrap up with as one of the most important things or most impactful things that have really helped in your life?
We all have like this voice in our head. We all have this thing that tells us like all the can'ts, all the shouldn'ts, all the couldn'ts. And I know we've probably all seen somebody that does something incredible and you're thinking they're not any prettier, smarter, well-educated, more educated than I am. Why? What gives them the audacity, right? And I think a lot of that is the voice in our head. And so whatever that voice is, for me, it was, somebody told me you start things and you don't finish them. And I had a bold coach once when I was baby agent, brand new. I took bold, which was crazy. And they just said, it was Kate Patulski said, you're going to commit to doing one thing today, and then you're going to text me tonight that you did it. And then you're going to commit to something else this week, and I'm going to let you decide, but you're going to text me at the end of the week and tell me that you fulfilled that commitment. And then when you get back here in 2 weeks, because of course the first step and the second step are 2 weeks, you're going to have made your 100 connects, and you're going to prove to yourself that you start things and you finish them. And I appreciate so much that Kate took a stand for my excellence and the potential she saw in me. And, if that voice in your head for some reason is saying you can't, figure something little out to prove it wrong. And then do that over and over again until you start to decide who that person is that you intend to become.
Yeah, you'll just prove yourself wrong so quickly, won't you? I love that.
For
How
sure.
can people best find and connect with you, Jordan?
Yeah. So move, MOVE at yourdavisteam.com, yourdavisteam.com. We service all of Dallas Fort Worth. In fact, I've got an agent, we have a lot of land out here in Texas, and I've got an agent that says he'll go 2 hours. So yeah. And so we pretty much cover the whole Metroplex. If, I get people all the time that say, what about Tyler? Do you service Tyler? We don't, but I would love to connect you with who does. I'll get you set up with somebody great that you're going to love. So whether it be, Austin or Houston or Dallas, Fort Worth, whatever in Texas, Abilene, I would love to connect you with whoever I can. So feel free to send anything Texas our way.
All right. Well, I appreciate you. I can't wait to see you soon.
Appreciate you. Yeah, very soon.
All right. See you later. Bye.
Bye, Jenny.